spirituality through my life, though.
He's a philosopher.
Really?
I'm an Aquarius, that's all. That just means I'm a thinker.
What does that mean?
That just means I'm a thinker.
What are you?
I'm an
Aries?
sign.
Taurus?
Hey,
that
is a social. That was a social clip right there. I hope we were taping. Sick of hearing Beast Mode and I being corporate? Become a YouTube member and get all the shows ad-free and uncensored. So I can say words like
take money out of that corporate jar and you become corporate free on the YouTube channel.
Attention Get Gotters, we have merch. Hit the link in the video and below to get your fits.
Don't get got, get yours with our new merch.
Man, I know I'm gonna get got, but I'm gonna get mine more than I get got though.
2-4 for the one time. I'ma get got, but I bet I gets mine. 2-4 to 2-6, and if I get got, then you know what I'ma get.
Money. This is our first.
See, this is gonna be unfair.
This is our first.
Why?
Because y'all are
female
like structured,
Mm-hmm.
What?
and I am not
Just let me.
structured.
We don't care. It's gonna
See,
flow.
he trying to structure right
No,
now.
I'm not. I'm just saying this is our first female guest that we've ever had on the Get Got pod. I gotta read I gotta read all of your
Is that
stuff.
true, Jacob Roach?
Besides the woman at Super Bowl that gave you a lighter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she did speak, but she wasn't necessarily a guest.
That was a
Yeah.
guess.
That wasn't necessarily a guest. We have
I'm your first guest.
the senior
All
vice
right.
president and head of impact and inclusion and advocacy at
Oh, my.
WME.
What does all that even mean?
Hold up, money.
There's more?
Oversees
God damn.
corporate social responsibility initiatives and global diversity, equity, inclusion efforts. Romola Intro. Welcome to the show. Hey.
Yes, Lord.
So Romola, that was a lot that I just read. Okay.
How much of it do you know what it really
So what?
is?
So yeah. What? Explain.
100%.
No, I'm talking about him.
Oh.
Well, to me, well, we keep it real. To me, DEI. Let me ask you this first.
Oh,
What? I'm just trying to get to the point of diversity and inclusion and all that stuff. I know
All
what
right, all
diversity and inclusion is and
well,
equity
then
and all that
educate
stuff.
then, right quick.
Yeah. All right. So, what made you want to get into like having the diversity and inclusion in that conversation across like big corporate landscapes? You know what I'm saying? Because that's usually hard to navigate the diversity, equity, and inclusion
Mhm.
part. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So how I got into that role was through impact. So I cared
Uh-huh.
about, if you look at big companies,
Mhm.
what's the larger impact they have on the world? And as I started doing that work, you realize that who you hire and how you hire, and are you hiring from the communities that you're working in, that's part of your impact.
Mhm.
So it just was a natural extension of that.
Mhm. So, all right. So, what exactly do you do? All right, talk to us about that because I got some real questions, right?
Okay.
Because I don't know if DEI really work.
I
Mhm.
told you.
You know what I'm saying?
I told you he was heady.
He did. He
I
gave me
told
the
you
heads
he was
up.
heady,
Okay,
and that he was going
Well,
to do
because
what he doing right
because
now.
diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's almost like kind of like affirmative action,
Affirmative
right?
action.
Right,
Mhm.
where you force corporations who probably would not ordinarily hire, and from these communities, you force them to hire these people, and then once, if I'm a person that's got hired because of DEI or affirmative action, now in function, I'm in the office now. And everybody's looking at me like how I got my job.
Yeah.
You
I
see
hear
what
you.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I don't know, it's weird. It ain't always, you would think work should in the workplace should be always merit based, but it's not. So yeah, do you think DEI
Well,
has helped?
affirmative action, I think, is a little different because that's for the public space. So that would
Okay.
be, let's say, a college application where you have two. Well, all it was saying was you have two equally qualified.
Mhm.
Which one do you go with? That was affirmative action.
Yeah.
That's not how it looks in the corporate sector. I would disagree with you in the part of the companies don't want to hire the people because if you look at a company like ours, you have to. Meaning
What
it's
company
smart.
is that?
Yeah.
Like let's say WME. as an
Okay,
agency.
okay.
Agency? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
if you're looking at an agency, it's not a gift, it's not charity, it's not a mandate, it's smart business sense to have, just like, right, you're asking about a potential agent to work with.
Mm-hmm.
You want someone that authentically understands culture and the culture that you come from. And more often than not, yes, there's unicorns and people that can just cross cultures and get it.
Mm-hmm.
Most often it's someone that grew up in that culture. And for an agency, you can't have a productive agency that represents all different artists, all different athletes, without anybody that's from the places that they're from.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's a business case. So I think of that when more so than affirmative action as the example.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. You got something, dog?
I know what you on.
Huh? What you mean? You know what I'm
Mhm.
on? I ain't on nothing.
Mm-mm.
Wait, what are you on?
I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
Get it,
I'm just,
Romola.
I'm just asking the questions because look, I agree with you. I think in an agency business, it is smart, right? You know, your clients come from a diverse, a lot of different backgrounds. I guess I'm speaking, and you're not working for no other. You're working for the company you work for, but I guess I'm speaking in a larger sense. Big corporations don't always hire from you see what I'm saying, from the communities that
They benefit from.
they benefit off of, not from, but off.
Mhm,
Yeah, well, from.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. They naturally may not, right? And
Mhm.
part of that is sometimes it's not like intentional. Like,
Well-
we don't want these people.
Well, we're human, so like you feel good around people you feel good around.
100%.
And you see what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
think a lot of that goes on, especially when we're athletes and we're always talking about black or head coaches or
Yeah,
diversity
yeah.
and head coaches and management and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And you think, well, if I'm an owner and if I have a group of people I hang around because of who I am, I mean, you're only going to be exposed to who you're exposed to.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it almost has to be on purpose. I get it, but I guess what I'm saying is that's not always the norm.
I hear that. I think also a big misconception of DEI is that it's advancing unqualified people.
Mm.
And I think that this administration has done a really good job of making that the case. But I think really good DEI work, what it is, it actually creates a meritocracy. So it creates this system where everybody.
Hold on, that word you just said.
Meritocracy. We
Meritocracy.
play football, so we love meritocracy.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you do what you do, I rush without, I get my money.
Mhm.
But again, let's be honest, we're in capitalism, right? That's the core of capitalism is to get cheap labor,
Yes.
right? So to me, fundamentally, there's a conflict, right? Like, I guess the point I'm trying to make is in a system that really, because cheap labor is exploitation
Mhm.
to a degree, right? In a system that operates that way, how can it be meritocracy? How can any system truly be a meritocracy if the goal is to make as much profits as possible?
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Eventually, that's why I said eventually. That's why I said initially with the DEI. If I'm hired as DEI, when I walk in, yeah, I feel a certain way because I know how people are looking at me, and maybe I feel I'm qualified, but it's because we know that we're in capitalism, and you get what I guess I don't even know if I'm
Well,
asking
even
the
in
question the
even
right
in
way.
capitalism, right? You're talking about a pyramid structure.
Yeah.
There's gonna be someone at the top and a lot of people
Yes.
that are low wage. And people are moving up within that system. It's a limited amount. And it's an artificially small amount, right?
Yes.
Maybe there's more people that could be the thing above them. That doesn't mean that group of people can't be representative of where you're working, the type of content you're working on, the people in it.
True.
And it's saying those few people that move up, how do you make sure that everybody has the same opportunity to move up? It's not because you look a certain way, because your dad is friends with whoever, because you're the same race or religion or
Mhm.
golf at the same country club, right? It's creating the meritocracy. I mean, like, everybody's here, yes, and to your
Yeah.
point, potentially a lot more could be higher, but at least the ones that do make it are there just because of how good they are, not
I get
because
what
they
you're saying.
fit the mold.
And so your job
Mm.
basically is to not guarantee, but at least hold the company accountable
Yeah.
to that.
And part of it is, like I said, sometimes it's just like benign neglect more so
Mhm.
than it is intentional. Oh, we don't want to move up people of color or women.
Yeah.
Sometimes it starts with hiring. Where are you posting the job? Are you sure that you're getting it to people that are of all different backgrounds, all different races, have all different education. Like, for example, we used to have a requirement that someone went to college to be an assistant. You don't need to go to college to be an assistant at WME or to be a great agent. There's a lot of phenomenal agents that weren't.
Yeah.
It just was a policy that we had just for no reason. So when you remove that, that's removing a barrier. So maybe someone that started, dropped out, became a great manager, like of someone like you all, and wants to turn into be an agent. That's great. Now we can do that. And more people, more women, more people of color are more likely to have those non-traditional routes. So sometimes it's even just that type of work, looking at the barriers are and just eliminating them, sometimes without any friction.
How do you measure success in that world? Like, is it just a data thing? Is it, you know what I mean? Is it just like, hey, by a certain date, we're trying to get to this amount of, numbers in a certain position? Like, how do you measure it?
You can't do that anymore.
Okay.
That's not allowed.
Yeah.
But in the ideal world, it would be if your workforce mirrored the world around you, right? That's the number one ultimate success, is if there's not, like right now in most companies, you may have a workforce at the bottom that's in line with the demographics of either LA or the country. But then as it goes up, it changes and it becomes off. So for me, that would be the ultimate sign of success, is as you're rising, everyone is the same demographics as where you started. So that's another measure.
Cool. I got some questions. I'm so sorry, man. This is interesting to me.
Don't be sorry.
Well, why can't
No, what are you talking about? You sorry for? Don't be sorry.
Because I'm talking and I don't want to sort of think I'm not listening, because I'm looking to make sure.
No, you're good.
What I mean?
I get it.
It's a respect thing, man.
Just because he's trying to be respectful.
I'm a journalist.
We were talking about.
I'm a journalist.
Structured.
Do your journalist thing, my boy.
You helped out with the Eaton fires and all that type of stuff, right? And you collaborated with the I want to mess the name up, Altadena Community Preservation Fund. That's how you say the word, Altadena.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk to me or us about that initiative, and how gratifying was it to be able to help a community that was like devastated like that.
Well, so the other part of my job, the impact side, is working to take the resources of the company to apply it to doing good or working with our clients.
Also, you get the right to check, huh?
Sometimes.
Yes.
And go get it.
You ain't no mic'd up, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
and go get the check.
Go get the check.
Yeah. All right. So we working across the company, but even clients. That's how I met Marshawn, is through the work he does in the community. Okay. So we help with that. So on the Altadena side, so what we did I wouldn't even say it in past tense. We're still doing it. So when the fires started, it happened all across LA. Yeah. But we were looking at where is the area most likely to be left behind. So kind of through that same, I guess you would say, a DEI lens, right? Yeah. You're looking at the whole ecosystem and where's the place that might need the most help. And there was two areas that we identified. One of them was Altadena. And that was because it had a lower income bracket than a lot of the other areas there were fires. It also has this unique history of, it was a historically Black neighborhood. So it was an area that when there was redlining and it was hard for people of color, and especially Black people, to buy housing in Los Angeles, that was an area where a lot of families bought through the 50s, 60s, 70s. So, and you look at the fire perimeter, within that, 50% of the houses that were lost in Altadena were Black families. And they're generational families. So a lot of them were families that bought a long time ago. So the residents, half of the families that lost houses were over the age of 65. So, because it's people that bought these houses a long time ago, and maybe they're still the owner, but their families have been able to live there, their kids have lived there. So we knew that was a population that would have a much harder time recovering. And because there were houses bought a long time ago, they didn't have insurance at the same rates. Right. Because mortgage is tied to insurance here. Yeah. You really are required to have insurance when you have a mortgage. So if you've paid off the mortgage, that's amazing for most families.
But you don't have the insurance.
But if you don't have that insurance, you're what we call underinsured or uninsured.
So I can hold up. So I could pay my house off, which is the goal.
Yeah.
But then that loses my insurance. I don't have insurance because I don't have a mortgage that I'm paying.
It doesn't lose your insurance. You're required to have insurance when you have a mortgage.
So because I don't have a mortgage now, it's okay that I don't have insurance.
It's okay.
But if something wild happens, then I incur the expenses.
And from what I've heard, if you have insurance, it's harder. So if you have a mortgage, and let's say you get dropped. So in this case, a lot of families actually got dropped
That's
from their
what I heard.
insurance.
Yeah. So
Like in the too.
Yeah.
So if you have insurance, if you have a mortgage,
Why were they dropping them?
Yeah, why would the insurance company
I mean, for this reason, if you think about it.
So did they know?
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Because that sound.
It sounds.
No. We ain't going there.
You said it.
I know.
Yeah.
I spoke out of turn.
Yeah,
More so, let me do
it's
this.
not like they didn't know, but insurance companies they're making decisions based on calculations, right? There's a whole you can go to college just to
and calculate that it's going to be a fire
It's a
that's
high
going to
risk.
take out a whole city.
it's a high
Cities?
it's a higher risk area. It is
Because
in California
that's my. But
there's a lot of insurance companies that are leaving California.
just leaving California, period.
Yeah.
Because of the fires.
Same thing with like Florida for the hurricanes. Like it's part of
Yeah.
something that's happening as our climate is changing.
So
an
what is the
insurance
alternate
company-
for that?
Again,
Like,
back
if you can't get insured, like why would I want to
live.
What?
Well, so the state of California does have
You got a big old head. Keep on hitting that thing. My bad.
yeah, my head is so big.
No, I'm sorry.
No, there is. I mean, I'm not trying to represent myself as the insurance expert, but from my understanding, is there's a insurance policy that the state provides called the FAIR Plan, and so there were families that were on that. But it's just it's paperwork. You have to do it. So if you're 60, your home's been paid off. Maybe you got dropped from your insurance. You stopped having insurance 20 years ago.
Right.
You may just not have had it.
Gotcha. So you got a lot going on right now, and before, because I like what y'all got going on. But in the terms of like what do you have going on right now? You know what I mean, that you could tell individuals in ways that they'll be able to help, what you got going on. Because, like a lot of your coworkers and some people that's near and dear to me, like lost everything and kind of is like scrambling to just try to figure out where the next meal gonna come from. And, we conversated a little bit yesterday about, some of the things that you got going on, but how could the people, help, for exactly the situation that you got going on?
Yeah. So we partnered with BET, the NAACP, and JSSK, which is a law firm here. And we created the fund that you mentioned, the Altadena Community Preservation Fund. And the idea with that was to be able to get money directly into the hands of people that need it. So not necessarily through another organization, just straight donate, and then money goes to people that need it.
Is that like they donate
Yeah.
They don't just say money come in.
Yeah.
Romola got the money. And then you go and find people from that community that's going to benefit from these donations that have came.
Yeah. So there's an apple-cation.
I was about to say
We built an application because I wanted to take, because when you're talking about this equity idea, we wanted to take out the human part. I didn't want none of us want to sit and pick, this is the deserving person, this isn't.
Yeah.
So
people apply, let
exactly.
Where can they find the applications?
So the application is going to be released in a few weeks, but we have a website, altadenacommunitypreservationfund.com.
Type in whatever that was.
She said it on there. She said it.
Altadena Community Preservation Fund.com.
There it is.
Yeah. And so yeah, people can go there, they can donate. And we also are working with community groups in terms of the applications to find people that are living in those areas, because so many of them are older. Actually, I heard there's a tech problem now where maybe people didn't leave with their desktop computer, that especially older families, they're not mobile connected. Yeah. So we're working with community organizations, with the town council. So once applications open, people will be able to apply for funding. But we're going to try to source most of them. There's incredible community organizations in Altadena.
That's what I was going to ask you about.
So so the majority of applications will actually come through these community organizations, through the schools, through people that know the community and know who needs it.
Hold on, my bad, Mike.
Go ahead.
But we were having a conversation yesterday about like physically being able to get into the community to get things to the surrounding world. I mean, the surrounding people that still, coming there. We was talking about B High School, Mirror, as being a spot where people have been able to go to. But if there's a place where individuals could go to, whether it's donate or, come out and be able to help with things that's going on in the community, what's some of those places? Was the high school one of them, B? High school.
Yeah.
Well, that was
So,
gonna be my question.
Mayor,
The community,
Yeah.
the
what
community
kinda-
organizations
What
that you speak
what
about.
church
Yeah.
did you go to?
Yeah, we can put up a list. We're really, because where me and our partners are uniquely situated is to really draw attention and raise money.
Right.
There's so many people that live in Altadena that run amazing organizations. There's one called My Tribe Rises that you
Okay.
could check out, which is really great. Like you all mentioned, there's schools, there's churches. I can send you all.
Hey, make sure you get all
Yeah,
the
we gotta put this
schools and the
stuff on.
churches
Yeah.
and places
Yeah.
where people can go to.
What I'll say that I'm learning though is so many people want to give things, which is incredible and it's so generous. But if you lost everything, a lot of times you don't actually want like somebody's old outfit or
You want the money to go buy your own.
yeah,
Get
and like
your
if
own
people
stuff.
are asking for especially gift cards, because even people don't have places to put stuff right
Yeah.
now. Like if you're not living in your home and you're maybe posted up in a 1-bedroom apartment with 3 people, 4 people, like you don't want all this stuff yet.
Yeah.
So people need cash. That's really the number one thing people need. That doesn't mean that people shouldn't be generous and go and support, but that is really, in most disasters, that's the thing that people need. They need the money to be able to recover with dignity, to be able to make the decisions that are right for them and their family without feeling like they have to. A lot of people, especially if you're older, you might sell, and you might sell for way under value. And if you think of what a home is for generational wealth and security, that's the saddest part about all of this is what a home represents. And so many people might be in the situation to give it up much earlier than they would want to, and for not the right financial value, because they're struggling and they need to make a decision and they need cash in their hand.
There's a whole conversation behind what you just said right there.
So look, that's why we here.
Because
Because I got a conversation for it too.
That's a whole that's a whole one. Because I mean, there's some people out there go around in communities like that, offer low just so that they can tear down to build up, so that that community can no longer live.
Well,
there.
you a conspiracy
You know what I'm saying?
theorist
That's-
too. So tell me
No,
about
I'm not.
them
bruh.
doing
First
that
of all,
before
go
they
look
can
up when
make
those words first started
before they
being
can
used
make
together.
a
okay?
smart
We
city.
argue.
and-
Like, that's like my
Like
son.
that.
That's my youngest son. So yeah,
Man,
That's
yeah.
cute.
Come on now, Romola.
No.
You know you're better than that.
It's my-
That's
well,
cute.
my
That's cute.
one more before
Man.
before he get going a little bit. What can some other big corporate like? What? Because I feel like I look at some of these big corporations around, and a rounding error could be some of the cash that these communities need.
Yeah.
Like, how do you engage some of the bigger corporations that, again, with sometimes you said a lot of these people need cash. Sometimes a stroke of a pen, these big corporations can give like that. Like, how do you get the larger corporations involved?
Yeah. And a lot did. So
They
a lot
did?
of LA companies did give money early, and they
Mhm.
gave to kind of bigger funds that then
Okay.
put money out into the community, a lot for community organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we do? I think it's one, telling the story, helping people to understand. I think especially when you're in this area, you don't feel the fact that there were just fires. You don't feel the fact there are people, we've had people in Altadena living in their cars. We haven't met, like, they're just so far away, even though it's not. So I think a big part of what we're trying to do is remind people it needs to happen. I think people feel like meaning donors and companies feel like the immediate need is over. I'm going to save some money for rebuilding later. And we were talking about this, that if you can't afford to keep your home or to like live or to pay your bills, there's no rebuild later. You're selling and you're moving on.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of work that we've been doing is trying to convince the donor community that you still need to be putting out money now, because people, don't hold things for rebuild later if people aren't going to have that opportunity because they can't afford to hold on to their property.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, so much devastation, so much, but there's a lot of people like yourself, helping and trying to rebuild that community. You gave us the website. We have all of that.
We're going to get some list of the churches and schools.
Yeah,
and
we'll give you the local
community
organizations too.
outreaches, centers. And
Oh.
it's going to help now.
Yeah, because for us, it's one way to help. Like we feel strongly about getting cash in the hands of people, but that's not to say that there's not so many organizations on the ground that are worth supporting.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that they're highlighted too, because I'm not an Altadena resident, but there's so many residents that are doing amazing things.
I mean, I know I'm going to get got.
We shouldn't ask her a get got story, huh?
Yeah. No, because she got one.
She got a Get Got story.
Yeah, she got a Get Got story.
So
Wait, what's a Get Got story?
so this is the Get Got pod, okay?
Because if she don't got one, I got one for her.
We did me and Money, we did an interview years ago where he famously said, everybody gets got. But it's, but I'm just gonna get mine more than I get got,
Mike,
so to speak, on the football field.
Mike.
And so
can I just
No, we just gonna ask the question. We just gonna ask the question.
But I want you to make sure, because look, I don't want you to look like
I'm not looking like nothing.
So this is what it is.
Okay.
I know I'm gonna get got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get mine more than I get got though.
All I do is leave out the first part. All I do is say the back part because I'm trying to get to the guests to talk.
Well, when you don't let them know what's going on, it kind of like everything. Because they don't know where you coming from. You got to give them some context, my boy.
Why don't you just ask her? So did you understand how I asked it? I asked the question.
You probably don't even remember.
Because you didn't talk so goddamn much since I asked the question. Yeah. You have a Get Got story.
Like a story when I got?
Yeah.
I know one.
Hey, did you hear the tone? Like when I got? You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. Yeah, that's so awesome.
Mike had you telling
Wait.
somebody trying to steal your purse or something.
No, I mean, hey,
All
man.
right, tell me yours that you have of mine, and then that'll make me understand.
So look, man, this
where we're at.
Pick the situation. We finna do like this here, right?
Okay.
I get a. What did she said? Like, the work that I do in the community.
Yeah.
They took a liking to it. So, like, hey, I got an opportunity for you to go to Niger. I'm like, Africa? I said it wrong. Niger.
That's how you say that word? I thought it was Niger until today.
That's all right. Well,
I learned something.
So I'm like, hell yeah, I get to go to the motherland. Yeah, I'm with it. What we doing? Like, we just gonna, we partnering with the UN, and we gonna go to the Sahara, and we gonna, they smuggling people from one side to another.
We're gonna intercept smugglers. What,
man? So I'm like, we finna do what? She like, yeah, we gonna. No, but it's safe, you'll be taken care of. And I'm like, I don't know if I really heard what she really said, but so she sent me a video of seeing me, and it was like this lady with a press vest on, a little hat, and she was like, ducking down behind something. She like, okay, look, there's the bus right there. We're gonna go and get on the bus, and then we're going to try to get all these people up out of here. And then all of a sudden, you just see the white woman running out. Like, hey, come on, come this way. Then you just hear, bah, 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 brrr, bah, bah. What is this? Like, we're going to go save lives. I'm like,
you was bringing them to a war
bro.
zone?
I truly don't feel like this video ever happened.
What, man?
You tell the story, and I like laugh all the time
because it's very entertaining. But she said it ain't happened, Money.
I'm not sure if I sent you a video where there's gun violence.
It wasn't no gun violence.
Oh, what?
Man, I said, hey, so look, when I get there, I'm like, hey, do I get a gun? I'll go if I can get a gun. So that was
okay.
Sure.
Let me just explain what this was.
Yeah, please.
I need to clear my name.
I need some context, Money.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was a long time ago. This was probably like 6-7 years ago. And at the time, if you remember, people may remember, there was a migrant crisis across the Mediterranean.
Yes.
There were a lot of people coming from sub-Saharan, both east and west, up through these countries, through the Sahara, and they were crossing the Mediterranean. A lot of people were dying on the crossing because they're literally going through a desert.
Yeah.
And they pay, similar to America, like coyote style people that are supposed to take them through. But these guys, they're, not good people, as you can imagine. So they're
making money.
So they're discarding people along the way. people that maybe have paid their money to go through on this journey, and they're just kind of getting stranded in the Mediterranean, in the desert.
It's definitely a video.
Mike,
Did it come?
Mike,
It's
Definitely.
from me
Mike.
This is Nigeria, though, but it's definitely a video.
that I
It
sent
says
you?
unable to load the video.
See, that's what I'm saying.
And it says smugglers chilling warning.
That's
This
why
is
I was.
definitely.
But did you feel like I sent you that and said this is
It
what
was
we're
a
doing?
link. It was a link to the.
I was
the-
trying to show you maybe if anything is the hardship that people were facing that I wanted you to see.
Well, yeah.
Like-
I was like, hold on. So you want me to come out here
No.
and Captain Save
so
for
they-
her? And like, they out here really, they out here spanking. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna be worried about me. I'm like, man, look, I'll go if I could get a gun. Look, I went.
This actually makes more sense now. So we did a call
Okay.
with the ambassador to Niger and the head of the UN security forces for that country, just to like prep him and go through. This actually makes a lot more sense because I've been wondering.
You thought I was, man, hold on. See,
And so we get on the call and it's like they're very like specific and it's UN like
Yeah.
nerdy whatever. And he goes, yeah, so like when do I get my gun?
hell yeah, you
And I'm
goddamn
like-
right.
I was like, what? Like, and they're like, Mr. Lynch, like you shall not be bearing a firearm.
That's exactly
And
what
he's
they
like-
said.
and he's like, yeah, but like when do I get my gun?
Yeah, I got to get one if they got one.
Yeah, now I understand because
This was a link here.
is this how you spell my name?
Don't worry about that. But look, Mike, man, how the hell you even saying that?
Yeah,
That was a little.
That's the craziest
Oh, that's
way. That's the
detective
craziest
work.
way.
That's detective work.
Can you just
No,
tell them
because
how you're telling my name?
no, I'm not telling nobody nothing. I'm telling them
How do you say
I'm
it? What's my name?
Ramalama Ding Dong.
Okay, but what's my actual name?
Ramalama Ding Dong. That's what
Is that how you spell it? Ramadama ding dong.
But honestly, even the way
no.
he's saying it is not how
Ramalama.
it's spelled in his
Oh, I'm
phone.
about to say, he
It's-
got
it's-
ding dong. Ramalama
Look,
ding
man,
dong.
so you got to understand, man.
Oh,
I come from
are you
a-
saying
a-
Rala Mama? How are you saying it?
Ramala.
With an M first.
Ramala.
He's
Okay,
saying
That's how I'm
Ralama.
saying
But
it.
are
You saying Ralama.
But are
Hey,
you
man,
because
slow down, dog.
Yeah.
But look, man, hold on.
So you
Hold
would have come with me to Africa, but you don't know how to spell my name.
We was on our way. I got shots.
No, you did not.
I
That's why
got-
we didn't go. You didn't get
No,
your
I
own
did.
paper.
I got what?
But you
Hell
also,
yeah.
but do you know what you also did during that time?
What else I do?
You were like kind of making things seem worse than they were. So I'd be like,
I
hey,
was making.
hold
You-
on.
if
let
you
me just
sent
tell
him
you.
that
All right,
video?
this is,
Man,
actually, this is really me getting got. Let me just explain.
Okay.
So
He did say
I-
this was your get got.
yeah,
story, though.
it is, but it's not like
Yo.
you think.
Hold
Okay.
on. I'm sure.
So I'd be like, I was basically his personal assistant for 2 weeks because I'd be like, okay, Marshawn, I filled out all your paperwork for the visa. I just need you to take this, hit print, and just drop it off with your passport. And he'd like send me a picture and like make sure you sign it at the bottom. He'd send me a picture like just sent it, and there'd be like no signature, no passport.
Oh,
And I'd be
bruh.
like, what? And
Man,
I'd have to call. I'd like call the embassy and I'd be like, hey, like you're gonna get it, but I don't think he signed it, so you're gonna get a second one. And they're like, no, what are you talking about? It's signed. Like so he was
I'm
like,
getting you.
and I was like, Marshawn, did you include your passport? He's like, nah, I need to include my passport? Question mark. And I'm like, okay, may not.
He was messing
His
with you.
passport's here.
I saw,
So there's potential that you did get your shots, but
What-
you were in this mode of
When
telling
was
me that
COVID?
you did not get your shots.
2001.
This is
19.
way before COVID.
19, and that was 2018.
So
Yeah.
as I'm looking, I got the application right here. I got my signature and I got my date right here.
Yeah, but you were
to
sending
do
me.
this.
But you were sending me the non-signed version.
No, it's all in the same little woo-wop. Look, man, I ain't gonna hold you.
I was getting got
Mike.
on the
Oh,
regular.
he
I
got
would say
you.
he
No.
got me.
Oh,
because
I
I get all worked up. I'm like, you got to put your passport in. You got to. I'll tell you another time I got by you.
Oh, hold on. This not a
Yeah,
goddamn
yeah,
about
yeah, it is. Yeah,
No,
it is.
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Okay, you
What's
can tell
this
me.
turning
You can tell
into?
him if you don't want this in the ether, but you can always delete it out.
Yeah.
They don't be deleting
So,
Junkin' Roach punk ass.
so we were, talking about all the things, civic engagement, blah blah blah. I was like, Marshawn, are you registered to vote? And he's like, nah. And I was like, okay, well, I will register you.
I was
You were in
I was
Hawaii.
in different. No. You can't say specific names of places. I was in another place.
I was in another
That
place.
wasn't
That's where you
my
draw the line?
place.
Okay, you were in another state.
Yeah,
He
that's
was
how
in
we
another
do that.
state, and I'm like, all right, I'll
We don't tell
register
where I'm
you. I'll register you for your absentee ballot. So I was like, give me your address where you're at, and I'll make sure they send you your ballot to your.
I got that too. Ballot form, absentee ballot form.
Yeah, and I was like, all right.
It's right here. And he filled out his sign date too.
Yeah, so we register him to vote.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, all right, once you sign this in, just make sure you do not go vote in the place you're at.
Yeah.
The undisclosed location.
You're not good
that
at this not snitching thing. You gotta beep all of that.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
In this location that you're at. I was
The
like, make
location.
sure you don't do it.
Yeah.
So he goes, all right. I'm like, did you send in your ballot? He's like, yes, I sent it in. Did you sign it? No. Of course he signed it. So got once on that. But he sent it in. And then on election day, he's like, you texted me. You're like, yeah, I just went and voted. And I was like, no, you can't. You can't do it. You've just now committed election fraud.
You voted twice.
You voted twice. But he probably did not go vote. is
I
my
didn't
guess.
have.
So basically, this is a great name for the podcast because this is my entire experience.
Oh,
yes.
Don't
Yes.
come on. You supposed to be my dog. You ain't supposed to be siding with that. Oh my God. But Mike, I swear to God, bro. G-O-D. I was so shook, bro. Because I mean, I like watching movies. So I was watching Idris Elba's. He did that movie in Africa.
Beast of No Nation.
Beast of No Nation, right? And then I heard about it was a warlord who they was talking about like his name was like butt naked or something. And they like every time he go to war, he just go butt naked. And I'm like, and you want to just jump out in the Sahara Desert and just be like flagging people like, hey, come this way, come over here and do this. And all I could think was like, I'm gonna get smoked. And I ain't gonna have no hammy to, to back up off me or nothing. They ain't gonna get nothing. Just a vest and a helmet. Like, this ain't feeling like, you feel me? Like, I'm from Oakland. At least if I go outside, I got, some in the, she like, no, you'll be safe. Like the UN. And I'm like, the UN, I'm thinking about like, what the UN, the United Nations, like, Rama, I think there's some gangster way above my pay grade. I don't know if I'm really ready for that. Like, is this thing serious? I got in my passport right now, I got Niger visa in my ready to go.
You did.
And I'm telling you, Brian, I was shook. Like,
Really? You didn't trust me?
Huh?
You didn't trust. I was there. I was gonna be there too.
I mean, but if
You
I
wasn't
had,
gonna have no gun
Yeah, but
either.
if I had-
I'm not
they-
scared. Why would you be scared?
well,
Man, yeah, they don't. To me, they probably would have told me, like, yeah, come this way too. Like,
Yeah.
they probably would have thought I was, you know what I mean, in the whole.
They were really excited to have you. You would have been like the biggest celebrity that's ever visited there.
Yeah, but
They were really
different
sad
conditions
when
would have
we
been a little better. Not come
if you
bounce
sent,
out.
if
Hey,
you sent him
come on,
that
what's up?
shooting
I
video,
said-
that would have been tough to go seeing
Mike,
that CNN video.
The cold part about it is like the title. It was what you just read, and then this like if you get like not to struggle, and I was
What?
like, oh yeah, this is
What?
this is next level, high level. So I mean, now I'm intrigued. Like, damn, because I'm here with it.
No
You know what I mean? I
struggle. What are we
represent
talking about?
for my folks. You feel me? If you in a town or if you in Nigeria, Ethiopia, Jamaica, Haiti, if you look like me, what's happening?
Yeah.
I ain't got no animosity towards you. What's happening? So I'm like, damn, I could go in. I could make a difference for some people in their life. And then every time I thought about it, like, yeah, It'll help some people maybe go and be able to live a life. Because it's kids, pregnant women, you know what I mean, infants, all.
Mm-hmm.
And then every time I just see that white woman like ducking, oh, pop, 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 pop. I'm like, ooh, I mean, I know I'm beast mode. It's super.
Yeah.
So if that's gonna be a get got moment for you, I'll own up to that. My bad.
It seemed like her
Because
whole
I got all the signatures for real. Now, if I sent you the dummy, I just showed you I do have signatures.
I don't know. I will find out later.
But it seemed like her whole experience with you has been to get got.
No, it's being, you know what I mean? You know, it's levels to. And, you know, I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go pop out in the community. Pop out in the desert, no stick, no nothing. And it's just like something bigger than what did you bit off more than you could chew? I was in one of them situations. So now that we here with the efforts that she got going on, I will be involved with that. You know what I mean? And to helping and bringing awareness and making sure that, you know, that generation of people in Altadena who, you know what I mean, don't have the necessary means and opportunities. It gives me a chance to bite off something, to digest it in a way that where, you know what I mean, it's more of my speed.
Well, Romola, you can come on the pod anytime you want. I love it. I loved having you on. The conversation is awesome. You guided him a whole lot, which always makes it the best
so
ever.
Are you against me?
I'm with you. I'm your brother. Let's stop. You ain't gotta ask that, but I do.
Too.
Yeah, we all together. Yeah.
You know what? I think
and I want to
plotted on me with him. Y'all did.
I've never met him in my life,
but I seen him waving you down outside.
Well, I was helping her find the place.
Oh
yeah.
You don't even know what she looked like.
Everybody was outside with me. The people that knew what she looked like, and trust me, it's not but so many people looking for this place, bro. Okay, come on, dog.
Well, if we riding with somebody who ride with the UN, ain't no telling who might be looking for.
All of our Get Gotters out there, check the description below for video links to fire relief and everything that Romola got going on. Thank you for coming by today.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Give it up for Romola. Hey.
Man, I know I'm gonna get got. But I'm gonna get mine more than I get got, though.
2-4 for the one time. I'ma get got, but I bet I get mine. 2-4 to 2-6. And if I get got, then you know what I'ma get.